What's going on, guys? It's Danny from Slow Restoration. We have a 2005 Chevy van here, a Chevy Express 2500 work van. We need to do a tune-up. We'll get the year for you and I'll show you a little trick. So if you look on the emissions sticker, it always tells you the model year. This is a 2005, and this is a very intimidating, I would say, for a lot of people. So we need to do plugs and wires and check out some other stuff while we're doing it. And as you can see, you can't really see any of that. You can see the very front one on this side. The rest of it is way back under there. Now you can put it up on the lift and try and get them from underneath. It's still a little bit difficult, but these vans, because it's so far under the firewall, we'll go inside here. So once we go inside here, we already have some of it removed. Pretty much you're going to take, they call it the dog box, or this engine cover, out. It clips on with these clips. So there is 4 of them, 2 in the front, 2 in the back by the firewall. Now there is covers that go over top of this thing. So there's the cup holder assembly. It's got 4 10mm bolts that kind of go through this pocket. Once you get that off, it slips out. There is an air vent also that just kind of slips through here and seals itself off. So once you get that cover off, you can slip this out. We'll throw that in there so we don't forget to put it back. And over here on either side, as you can see, there's some panels missing, and that's because you have to take them off to get this to come through. And they're kind of the same way. So this is the driver's side. There's a 10mm bolt there, 1 there, and then the rest of them are these push pins. And it does take a little bit of pulling. It kind of feels like it might break, but they do pop. As you can see, it's a metal clip. Same with the other side. The other side, actually this side does too. It wraps around the corner or the end of the dash a little bit, but still no big deal. You get those off. So 2 screws on that side, 2 screws on that side, that comes off. 4 screws in the middle, the clips, and then once you get that, you can see this engine cover will slip right out. Takes a little bit of doing to get it out in between the seats, but once we get that removed, we'll show you why we're removing it. Now once we have this pulled back, unfortunately there's just not enough room between the seats to remove this whole cover. If you really twist it, maybe, but it's a fight and you don't want to break anything. You could, there's 4 bolts to hold the seat in. If you pulled one of the seats out, it would easily come out, or to save time, you really don't need to. You can just kind of pull this back and twist it a little bit like that. It still looks like it could come right out, but it just won't. No matter what you do, twisting, turning, it's a fight to get that out. So obviously on the driver's side here, 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 2 are really easy. That one's still not bad. That one, it may be easier to get under the hood still, but very accessible here. Same way with this side, we can just twist it that way, and obviously you can see all 4 spark plugs on this bank also. Obviously these first 3 are really easy to get to. This one's still not bad at all to get to, so makes life way easier to do it this way. So once you gain access here, the easy way, these have probably been on there quite a while and they get stuck on there. So if you take and just give them a twist, this one's going to come off pretty easy, but if you give them a twist, it breaks their bond, and then you can just kind of wiggle it back and forth. That'll pull off. Same way with the bottom at the spark plug. Again, they get stuck pretty good. This one's going to come off pretty easy, and give it a twist, and then you can just kind of work it back and forth, and it will pop right off just like that. We are going to reuse these heat shields, and the van spark plug wires are a little bit different. They're almost a 90 degree, probably like a 75 or 80 degree boot there. And like I said, we will reuse these, because why not? They're in good shape and it's a heat shield. So now we can get right to our spark plug, and there's no way of mixing these plug wires up. It's 1 coil per plug, and they're in a row. So you'd have to try really hard. I don't think you really could. You couldn't put that wire on that plug and still make that coil. very easily anyway, so pretty foolproof. All right guys, it's very easy once you get this cover off to do the tune-up, get the spark plugs out, change them. Just be careful putting them back in. We have our new wires put on. Same way, do a twist as they snap on. Just make sure they're securely snapped on. That front one on the driver's side is easier to get from under the hood. The rest of them are very easy to get from inside the van here. So now we have that, we're ready to put the dog box or engine cover back on, and it literally just slides right back up into place. We can relatch these. Again, there's two there and two up front here. We'll get them securely latched. It actually needs to go in slightly more, but once we get them latched, then we're ready for our covers and our bin here. There's that one. These actually have a little spot they go in. So there's three. We got one more on the other side, and then we can go ahead and put those covers back on and wrap this thing up. I'll reach around here. Up. We might have to loosen that up. There we go. If you don't have them out before you start snapping the covers on, sometimes they get jammed, but we were able to get that securely snapped on. We're going to go ahead and put this center cover on first. So we're going to drop that down here. Don't forget with your air duct, that goes back in there first. It snaps down on little studs in there, right there and right there. That keeps that held into place. And then this one just kind of slips up in there, just like that. We have our 4 bolts that go in through here. We'll tighten them back up and then put our side panels back on, fire it up, and see how it runs. Everything's put back together. We have the bolts, again, one there on that side, same with here, and it's just metal clips, so they just pop in. Everything looks just the way it should. So let's go ahead and we'll tilt this wheel down, fire it up, fire right up. Sounds good. No lights that weren't on before, so I think we should be good. It does have 235,000 miles on it, so it was definitely due for a tune-up. It's been done before at some point in its life, but plugs were definitely in need of replacing. Alright guys, that's gonna do it for a tune-up. Like I said, it's very intimidating at first when you pop that hood and try and look in there and you can't really see anything, but once you realize that this cover comes off, extremely easy, maybe even easier than, well, I was gonna say maybe even easier than a regular truck, but it does take a couple minutes to get this cover off, so it probably about equals out. So don't be intimidated by it. You can do it yourself. Thanks for stopping by. Have a good day.